They're all my special flashlights, especially Neko. You sure think about kids a lot.
You bet your sweet bippy I did.
Hello friends, trace amounts of science. Welcome back to ReddX. If you haven't been here before, then welcome for the first time, I guess. We do neckbeard things on this channel, and this video today is all about r/JustNeckbeardThings. It's generally a pretty good time. It hits just right, so let's get into it and see what we got today. Grace Charist posts, "Take me golfing," kissy emoji. And this guy says, "Only closeted gay men or guys with a minority IQ would date this sort of woman." I mean, is it the golf that you have it has to be the golf that he has a problem with. It's a really weird hill to die on, man. I see a couple of other hills worth dying on. Oh man, I'm off and running already. Okay, next one. The minute a man uses the word females, he automatically looks like this to me. You might be giving him a little too much credit, because at least Quark was a good listener. See, because he ears, okay.
I know you're not like other females. You like to think about things. You have opinions.
Here's an image, and there are 7 things wrong with it. 1, a girl's first kiss should be on her wedding day. I mean, in an ideal world, I guess I agree. Unfortunately, the world that we live in is far from ideal, and you kind of want to know what you're getting before you sign a legal contract together. I guess I'm still team premarital intimacy. Number 2, the girl is embarrassing the boy by kissing him in public. Yeah, I'm sure he looks like he really hates that. 3, the boy is playing football. Ball games are for little children. Yes, little children who get paid millions of dollars a year. Granted, that is a very tiny fraction of people who play ball games, but can't you just do a thing and enjoy it? Like making shamelessly shitty Twitter posts. Clearly you enjoy that. Some might say it was for little children. But not me, though. We do some trolling around here from time to time, but yeah, I hope that this is just a troll post. 4, the boy and girl go to the same school. Co-education is asinine. You might be onto something, but again, there's the ideal world versus the world that we live in. And in the world that we live in, you need to kind of cohabitate and learn how to deal with the opposite gender in a proper way. 5, the boy's hair is short. Boys should grow their hair long and then cut it at age 18 to sacrifice to Apollo. You gotta be trolling, dude, for real. 6, they're wearing purple. Purple's a color reserved for royalty. Now we're really reaching. 7, the boy's number is 81. 81 is a historically gay number. Yeah, see, because he got the 2 orbs and the stick. Super gay. Like the gayest number. He was really reaching around like 0.4, but he's like, nah, I gotta push it all the way to 7. American Gothic is a euphemism for American decadent. Well, then you missed the whole point of that painting. And also, you know, life in general. I don't know how somebody could sit down and be so confident in whatever they're saying when it's so absurdly stupid. Actually, I do know, because I do it all the time. Anyway, let's do it some more. Next one. Oh god, Manga Mogura. We saw elves peeing in the last one. I can only imagine what this is going to be.
I don't like where this is going.
A declining birth rate rom-com manga series titled Suika wa Shushika Tantou. Butchered it. By Hideki Ishikawa. Butchered it. Starting in Young Gangan, issue 24, 2023. Rom-com set in Japan, where the declining birth rate has forced the government to mandate making children a law. It's the incel comic. For that purpose, specially trained girls are sent to women's homes to get pregnant. One of these men is a 34-year-old failed writer who one day gets visited by a teenage girl trained for this special purpose, determined to save Japan. She really tried to end it on a bright note, but yeah, everything you said is dastardly. I hate this fictional world that you've created with every fiber of my being. I guess one could argue it's consensual, you know? She shows up, she's eager to do it, but she's a fucking teenager, for God's sake. She's been brainwashed into believing this. No, we can't have this one in the multiverse. We gotta nuke it. It's been a while, but blow the dust off and fire up that space laser. Ka-chow! In our next post, a guy marries an Asian woman, and the white supremacists don't like it. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they really mauled and seethe about that situation. Honestly, that makes it a little bit better, doesn't it? I went on 11 dates over 8-ish years with white women, and none of them ever gave me a chance. Went on a date with an Asian girl from work, and she's now my beautiful wife. Women will claim it's my fault for not being good enough, but I'm loved now, and that's all I've ever wanted. And that's the most important thing, isn't it? I would agree. It's all about human connection. But unfortunately, the Neckbeards, incels, nice guys, yeah, they don't seem to. The topic is very tired, but what stands out here is I'm loved now, and that's all I've ever wanted. A completely liberal, feminine, and selfish desire. Being so needy as to sell out your civilization for the absurdly low price of a single void affirming you as a person. Pathetic. Yeah. Much better to sit on the internet and seethe about the person that some complete stranger married. Like, does that make any sense? And that's, of course, not even the only reply. I like how you're framing this as if white women are picky or impossible to please when you married a yellow woman because they got no standards. They'll do anything to date a white. If that works for you, then whatever, but don't say it's something that it's not. This is ridiculous. Go be a bag of shit around an Asian woman and tell me how they handle it. You have this preconceived notion in your mind that, like, oh, they'll put up with anything. But no, they will hold you to a standard, to their standard, which is often a lot higher than it is for white people. Anyways, moving on. I hate you pathetic losers so much. You trained for 8 years and couldn't get a single decent white woman. What other conclusion could there be other than that you're completely inadequate? My experience is the opposite of this. White chicks are the best. Yeah, and I just had to let the internet know that. Oh, you have a preference? Well, this is my preference. Okay, we can both have different preferences. They just need something to be upset about. Quote retweet with a pistol. Nice. Proves the fail to get white point. Go for Asian pipeline. That's race mixing. That's race mixing in my timeline. You guys are so weird. I bet if an Asian chick asked you to bang it out right now, you'd be hot to trot. Be like, no, I can't, just can't marry him because you see them as other, and I think it really is demonstrative of your inability to see somebody who doesn't look like you as their own independent human being. They have different thoughts, experiences, culture, and it does so much to widen your worldview. As far as saving the white race and whatnot, not my job. All my siblings had white kids, if you want to know. But in like a massively globalized society, yes, people are going to find people of different cultures, maybe even different races, and you gotta learn how to come to grips with that. I guess by seething on Twitter. This is just how I let off steam. Okay, sure. I think the best thing about my philosophy in life is, I don't really give a shit what anybody else says, so... I'm glad you're mad, as a matter of fact. Tell me how I can make you even more mad, and then I'll do that.
What's wrong with you, bro? What the heck? You tripping, bro. You tripping.
Filmmaker Daniel Shraven says women should carry rubbers and cooperate in the case of unwanted intimacy. What is this post? I hate this. Who is this? Just a filmmaker. Well, Bollywood sucks anyways, but I'm definitely not watching any of his. Shravan took to Facebook to suggest that women should carry rubbers and save themselves from getting ended instead of calling up the police. He also mentioned that women should cooperate in the act and offer them a rubber so they don't get ended. What is this fucking post, man?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
What? I'm not going to read any more of the post because it's not relevant. We got all the information we need. I'm not going to find anything in here that makes it make sense. It's just a really fucking horrible take, and Daniel is a really horrible person. I'll spend no more time on it. Here's a post from Alternate Pistory. I haven't heard of that. I might check it out. I don't give a damn about Soviet women who were mistreated by the Germans because, of course, they ended the German soldiers, including my great-granduncle, Oberschutz Joseph Eckhart, who served the small mustache man from 1938 to 43. Sometime around 43, in January, he was located in a small Russian village by himself. An 18-year-old Russian girl came up to him and started flirting with him, which he accepted because he was feeling lonely. Way to humanize him there. Not because he's a creep or anything. And I don't say that because 18, I say that because he's probably got a wife with child at home, hence why he's your grandfather and not a broken branch on the family tree, I guess. She led him to her father's house, and he shoved her onto the sofa. Before he could take off his uniform, her big sister stabbed him in the back with his own Kar 98K bayonet. When he turned around, he saw her big sister and a Kazakh woman in a Red Army uniform who was most likely her friend. They were smirking at him as he slumped down to the wall and slowly bled out. He was only 29. Nobody deserves this fate. Yeah, definitely hold it against the entire country forever. It's war, dude. These things happen. How about you recognize that you're in enemy territory in uniform? What could possibly go wrong? All the blood rushed out his big head into the small one, didn't it? But at least his great-grandson is carrying the torch. Or no, his great-grand-uncle. So great-grand-nephew is carrying on the torch of being a lonely, broken branch of the family tree. Good for you. Keep up tradition. Here's a post from Reddit. I don't understand women who support abortion. Isn't y'all's perfect of existence to be pregnant and keep the population going? I mean, look at other animal species, and how ironic that you're against it, even though you got boobas for milk and your private parts for the reproduction. Taking all that for granted, stopping a life from forming. I'm muting this thread as I can hear angry women downvoting this. I hate this generation. Dude, where'd you come from, like 1920? The population's basically guaranteed to keep going either way. People just like fucking too much. So, with that being the case, why can't you just let people enjoy their time while they're here? Same energy as the, oh my god, that white guy married an Asian girl post from earlier. Just out here completely mauling over how somebody else chooses to spend their life. Well, I've had a good look at how you spend yours, and yeah, your opinion doesn't matter all that much to me. So we're moving on. Community Notes out here doing wonders. She's 18 years old, but she's been ovulating since she was 12 and a half. Oh, God, dude. Would you prefer to marry her at this age or a younger age? What is the ideal age a girl should be married, in your opinion? Dan Silly, you are a fucking weird dude. And then Community Notes swoops in and says, yeah, this guy's a registered sex offender. It's worse than I could have ever possibly imagined. He can be found by searching his name in the California offender site, meganslaw.ca.gov. Not so silly now, are we? And this one cuts me deep, deeper than usual even, because my freaking 12-year-old was talking to a 17-year-old because she was playing some stupid fucking mobile MOBA game. Yeah, definitely some grooming going on there. And I tried to sit her down and explain, but she's so rebellious and fucking hormones. Oh, God, I hate it. So I did the only thing that I could do. Hired a private investigator to go take pictures of his house, then sent them to him both and said, is this where he lives? They don't talk no more. And also, she dropped her phone coming home from school yesterday, which is like total act of God. I'm not replacing that shit. You turn 18, you buy your own fucking phone. I'm done. So yes, the internet's a scary place. You don't really know who you're talking to. That guy, while not 18, definitely belongs on the registry. I don't know if the Philippines has one, as a matter of fact. Doesn't really matter because I got a better solution. Just he goes missing one day, ends up in the river. Moral of the story, I guess, is don't fuck with my kids. Dan or anybody. Next post. To combat declining birth rates, Japan to begin offering breeding visas to foreigners. Weebs, it's like, I was made for this. Ew, that is not good. Do not put that in your body.
Sumimasen ay foreigner. I don't speak Japanese, but I love aoi soda.
You don't want to gestate that. It's not like the manga that you saw, okay? Most women are like, I'd rather be happy by myself than miserable with you. That's the case anywhere in the world that you go. And yes, I've been to Japan. I speak on this one confidently. Okay, whatever. Want to see something even more disgusting? Me and the boys when we found out that the lolly we saw is in fact legal. I'd like to put you all up against the wall. Could you just head on over, okay? No, there's no conviction, but we're just saving a step, essentially. I'm saving taxpayer dollars here. So you're welcome, and next post, r/shower thoughts. Nobody cares if their deodorant's 48-hour or 24-hour. They're still gonna apply it once a day. Neckbeard walks in. Press X to doubt. Yeah, the schedule is more like never. Never, ever. But they've got nose blind. They don't even know anymore. Sad. Here's @BrightWyvern. For some context, he was upset that a character got called a lowly on Twitter, and so then he tried flexing about how he'd seen much worse stuff than that online. To that I say weird flex, but okay. If you think lowlies are scary, you don't even want half the knowledge of things I've seen on the internet. You're right, I probably don't. Can we check this guy's fucking hard drive?
Hold him for questioning. Check his hard drive for child porn.
I know the FBI's listening. Here's a tip. That's the guy right there. Get at him, dog. This bro really said women suffered the most. What women suffered? Period. Breakup, being broke, going to jail for 2 days. What us men have suffered. World War I, World War II, depression, divorces, being blamed for everything. Isn't treated fairly. Damn, bro, you were in World War I? Your knees got to be going at this point. You've had a hip replacement surgery or what? Yes, only men experience depression. I do agree that we get blamed for a lot of shit, but that's kind of just our role as men, isn't it? Like, we shrug it off a lot easier. It's like, yeah, okay. Sure, it's my fault. That's fine. As far as being treated fairly, I haven't experienced that. I think it's been more than fair out there in the world. There are inequalities, inconsistencies here and there, but it's not worth getting all up in your feelings about. What is this, the TikTok comment section? That explains everything. Okay. Mystery solved. We gotta move on. This guy says, being a man means being kicked when you're feeling down. Women will never know this feeling. Yeah, people do take it easier on women, that's fair. But as a man, your job is to get kicked and stand back up, nevertheless. Grab your fucking balls and say, I'm right here, try it again. That's being a man. But you wouldn't know nothing about that now, would ya? A lady comes in and says, well, intimate assault is exactly that. You wouldn't know about that, of course. I mean, probably not. Unless you went to prison. Then you probably do know about that. And what happens when that sort of thing goes down in prison? You stand back up. You say, I'm right here. Try it again. See? That's where I learned it from. And then that weird dude says, that's not even real. Yeah, grapes aren't even real, dude. Citation needed? Just trust me, bro? Sure, okay. Next one. Neckbeard on Cora. What do you guys think of Taylor Swift's father, Papa Swift? As long as Papa's pocket's filled with money, he don't give a fuck. That's true. Here's $10 million. I'm like, wow, that is better than a grandchild. Haven't had a grandchild yet, so I can't really speak to it. But it seems like a solid theory. I hope to find out one day. Do you think Taylor Swift will shake off Travis Kelce for Sam Hugan? She's a slut. She loves to beg. She'd do them both. Yeah, just go online and post things. Why not? How would you describe Taylor Swift's skin color? 5 layers of very heavy makeup. Surprised she could keep her head up. Oh my god, just so filled with hate for this person that doesn't know you exist. It's a really weird way to go through life. What would be a turn on for Taylor Swift about Travis Kelce? Money! Does Taylor Swift wear bras or not? Yes, for those implants of hers. I don't think. You know what? Never mind. What do you make of Taylor Swift's references to football games and Travis Kelce in, quote, The Alchemy, which is a movie, I guess? Easy moneymaker and publicity stunt to rip off her fans like she has for years. Oh, I see what happened here. This former retired Army, probably enlisted, paid for some backstage passes. He saved up and she didn't even show up. Little did he know she actually goes back to her trailer after the show to eat 50 blue jelly beans. She was gonna come back, but this guy, he didn't have no time. What? The Army didn't teach you to hurry up and wait? More of this crap. Do you believe Sam Hugan has a chance to win Taylor Swift's heart with his ginger wig charm at her upcoming concert in Edinburgh? No, she's not ready to close her legs yet, especially with Billie Eilish. Bro, you are a 40-year-old man. How are you fucking keeping track of this? What? I also thought ginger wig charm was... I don't even know what that means. Who is Sam Hugan? I guess just another guy in the long list of guys. This question asks, does Taylor Swift have a pretty stomach or not? What a trash fire website. What the hell is even going on here? He says, no, she had liposuction in 2014. Yeah, he marked it on his calendar. Is Taylor Swift the best? Hell no! Is Taylor Swift friends with the Kardashians? They're in a blowy ran with each other. Don't try to make sense of... I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to mean. Also the wrong there. Just, wow. He's definitely enlisted. Is anyone else getting sick and tired of hearing about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? Everybody is getting tired of her. I mean, I don't pay enough attention to be tired. She stays out of my way, I stay out of hers. Seems to work for both of us. How would you compare Joan Baez and Taylor Swift? Joan has a better figure. I'm gonna take your word for it, I guess. I don't know about Joan Baez. That's like 1960-something. This guy's fucking retirement age, seething about Taylor Swift. I'm mystified. Does Taylor Swift have nice curves on her body? Billie Eilish thinks her body is used so much from doing it, she closes her eyes when she gets dressed. What? It's a question about Taylor Swift. He's like, I hate Billie Eilish. Okay, cool. Another recycled question. What do you think Travis Kelce sees in Taylor Swift? Money, money, money. Oh, I guess that's the opposite of the one before. But if they both see money in each other, then like, yeah, what's the point? I guess you can have a bigger pile of money, but probably you guys want to like each other too, right? Does Taylor Swift have a brain? Fuck on! She thinks with her vag 24/7. I don't think that's how that works. How would you like some more of her pictures? How would you like to see her on drugs? Dude, that's fucked up. Addiction is like the most exhausting thing in the world. Again, I speak from experience. Do you believe you can be in a relationship with somebody younger than you? Yes, because to Father, God, would say it's just a number. And there we go. That's what really clinches it for me. He wants Taylor Swift. He wants her so, not her now, but like a decade or so ago. He's just so mad he never got his shot. He's so mad she didn't show up backstage before she did the 50 blue jelly beans thing, which she totally does do. That's a fact. Remember when I told you earlier I do a little bit of trolling? it's always shit like that. I just like to sit here and make things up. What? Got a nice little meme here of the dude and the chick laying in bed. Dude says, hey, quick question. She says, sorry, I have a boyfriend. And he's like, which part of the presentation am I doing for our project? Jeez, all the boys want me. I will admit that lady's been a bit too gassed up. Not all of them, of course, but a certain kind that depends mostly on their looks for validation. So, of course, they have to tell themselves they're pretty every time, and they presume that other people want to do the same thing, and yeah, it must be a nice world to live in, I guess. Then, of course, we get a neckbeard wandering in here with far too broad a brush, and he's like, this is how women actually think. Yes, all of them, bar none. It's because lots of men do think it's flirting when a woman talks to him. You could have just said, I'm big dumb. I mean, he is pretty big dumb, but he'll figure that out eventually. Lucky for all of us, we've got it figured out right now. I just saw this CGI rendition of what Nero actually looked like, and no wonder this nerd killed Christians. The original Neckbeard, far too euphoric. To be fair, not even the weirdest Roman emperor. That title definitely goes to Caligula. But Nero does have some skeletons of his own. It starts with simple extravagance, as it tends to, but before long there were stories circulating that he had seduced married women and young boys, and that he castrated and married a male slave. He also liked to wander the streets, murdering innocent people at random. I mean, the people in charge of the oligarchy still do that, but at least they have a little bit more discretion these days. Gosh, Nero. His face does look pretty punchable, I gotta be honest. Anyway, next post. When you realize they confirmed Corin to be 16 years old. When you realize 16 is perfectly legal in more states than it's not. Yeah, it doesn't make you any less of a creep for liking them. Just facts. Let people that age experience things with people their own age. You don't want to fucking groom them. It's gross, dude. It goes back to the thing with my daughter earlier. It's gross. I hate it. Second weirdo swoops in here and says, imagine morally than actual reason. 16-year AOC comes with parental guidance and permit. AOC, it's consent. It is agreed upon by both the fiancé and many third people by many factors. It's not just intimate. That part's only in your mind. Yeah, and in your mind too. I know what the end game is here, okay? He's like, oh no, you're taking something pure and making it... No, I know exactly what it is, all right? I've been around the block a few times. The person pointing out creeps comes back in and says, yeah, it's still fucking weird, bro. In fact, tried to find justification for it, just makes it look even weirder. Really showed his whole ass, didn't he? It's gonna spiral into a whole comment thread, isn't it? Poster continues, like I said, actions in a video game are fake, but the emotions that those games invoke are real. An attraction like that towards a child is one of those emotions. Well, you're laying the argument down pretty flat here. I don't even get that fucking nuance with it. I just say it's gross. It gives me an uncomfortable feeling. But as you unpack it and lay it out on the table, I find myself agreeing quite a lot, yes. Now, since I've been playing a lot of Dwarf Fortress, I'm gonna go dig into the side of the mountain and build my house. Another weirdo says, beat it, tourist! Yeah, that's the classic response for when someone can't actually defend being attracted to underage characters. I don't know who this user is calling out the creeps, but not all heroes wear capes, that's what I'll say. Another creep says, just don't look at. Simple. Now I know it's hard for someone like you, seeing as you really like to look at it. A bit of projection going on there. Should we just not look at all the things that we don't like and then they go away? It seems to be YouTube's stance. Can't say See, you didn't even hear anything that I said. My editor definitely bleeped it out. That's because we want this video to stay monetized. But all of those things that I said, those horrible, horrible things, still exist whether you look at them or not. So isn't it better to get it out on the table, really lay it down flat? I mean, I guess that's impossible for the PDF people because, yeah, all they do is deflect. No, it's just cartoons. the argument about the emotions attached to them being real, ironclad, dude. By looking at that type of shit, you are confirming in your mind that this is something you'd like to participate in. It's something that you confirm. And I could never live my life like that. I don't know how you do, if you do. But I will say, if you do, we're mortal enemies. I hate you. Another creeper, new comment thread. Look at all the tourists in these comments. I need some popcorn. Tourists equal people who don't agree with you? Essentially, yes. No, it's kids like you who get upset about fan service in a game clearly catering for it. If you don't like it, leave. And just a friendly reminder that this is on a Super Smash Bros. Tier list video. I don't think Nintendo's much into fan service, as you call it. You're just out here sexualizing a woman for existing at all inside a video game. But still, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to make you leave. Because the Smash community is already a bag of shit. So what's the response? To lay down and be like, well, I guess it's too late to clean it up? No. We start cleaning it up now, today, with you. Get against the wall. We got so many for the wall in this episode. We haven't used it in a while, and it makes me really happy. It's going to be messy at the end of the day, so yeah, bring the fire hose around before you go home for the day. Person replies again and says, as if you could tell me to leave because you think you could boss me around, laughing emoji. Besides, fan service with minors involved? Damn. It'd be better if you could not be left close to a kindergarten, and those auto likes can be seen from miles away. Some weak insult. I really hate a YouTube comments slap fight. It's the dumbest thing in the world. First creep caller outer made some good points. Second creep caller outer, yeah, you're just an idiot. Like, you believe the correct things, you just don't know how to verbalize them yet. But maybe the more arguments you get into, the more you'll be able to verbalize it, and then you won't be an idiot anymore. So, there's always hope. And then here's a bunch of timestamps that just say child next to it. Ew. Ew. Get them to the wall. We need at least 20 for the wall before we end the episode. They're all my special flashlights, especially Neko. You sure think about kids a lot.
You bet your sweet Bippy I did.
Yeah, he does. I hate what the internet's become, dude. Even if I lost my job as a YouTuber completely, I had to go live in a sheet metal house with no air conditioning, I'd make the sacrifice in order to end the internet. Because what it's become is just disgusting. Things are becoming normalized that absolutely shouldn't be normalized. That's why you gotta normalize it, because it's not fucking normal. For the comments, molding for fictional characters' ages. I can't say that I wasn't molding, because I did scream. I did threaten the wall, which is pretty far. But I will answer for my molding. I think it's worth molding over to protect children, you fucking degenerate. Now you, go ahead, defend your stance. He's not going to. All the cartoon PDF endorsers are like 100% all in on it. It's just a cartoon. And then you want them to elucidate their point further, and they can't, because they're just fucking parrots trying to find some excuse to endorse their own wicked thoughts, right? Last one says, MFs in this comment section have a serious problem differentiating fiction from reality. And yeah, that's the go-to deflection. It's not real. But the point that was made very early on is one that will live rent-free in my head forever. Yes, the emotions attached to it are very real. You need to check yourself into therapy or, come on down to ReddX Industries. We'll take care of it for you. We did try chemical castration for a while, we thought that was pretty humane, but there's still just a drain on society, do-nothing fucking wastes of life, so we decided that the wall is actually the more merciful option. So go line up, all of you. All of you, go fucking line up! I fire my AK-47 into the air.
Сука, блядь!
Feels really good. Really letting off some steam today. Anyway, next post. This is from 4chan. Lesbians. Literally no such thing. It's a female survival strategy to cohabitate in the absence of men that meet their standards. They're just Chad sexuals. The hot ones will always use the novelty of two females getting intimate with each other to stand out and attract Chad, while the bitter, ugly ones will get involved in politics to punish men collectively because they weren't given access to Chad. Sometimes the ugly ones adopt a boy and torment him to get even with men.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's great. I was gonna ask you to lay down on the couch and talk about your relationship with your mother, but I think I've seen all I need to see. Come back in next week. I'll have a nice special box of pills waiting for you. They're called 762s.
Сука, блядь!
This post is titled simply, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." And yeah, we got a curly haired boy with a fedora, little chin puff going. God, that makes me want to shave off my chin puff. He's really skinny fat. You can see it in his arms and also his torso proportions. Gears of War t-shirt, of course. Got some Halo collectibles in the back. Super Mario Maker, Make America Great Again hat. Lots of GameCube games, it looks like, over on the shelf. Can't read it exactly. There's also Wii games. Much physical media, specifically from Nintendo. Or maybe not. I might just be seeing Nintendo because I like Nintendo stuff. I'm pretty sure the yellow label over there on the left, whatever. He's also got a picture of Milo Yiannopoulos. Oh, God. He was recently let back onto Twitter, you know? And he's got a Donald Trump Crippled America book. When they send us crippled people, they're not sending their best. I'm talking people whose arms and legs don't work. We got no use for them.
You're fired.
What a terrible thing to say, Donald. You can't write a book about that. I just did. Whoever told me I can't, now you're fired. It's slipping into JFK again. I always do this. But yes, super neat picture. I'm sure that was great for people who are only listening via audio. What the fuck? Can't do anything about it now. We're leaving it in. And we're moving on to the next post. Friends! This is a Fallout 4 post. I have done this quest 4 times, and I was always able to talk to the cat. What about deleting your game and reloading it? I know that's drastic, but nothing should stop you from getting Curie. She's the best. Even if you have to restart your entire game and play 40 hours up to this point, it's still worth it. She is that great. We're talking about just a cat here? I think I'm more of a dog meat person, thank you. Or Rex from New Vegas, yeah. Fucking Liddy, got my boy a new brain, who's the best boy? The creepo continues, I put her in arm armor and all her clothes came off. So now she fights in her underwear and leather shoulder pads. Oh, that must be such a treat for you? What? Why are you posting this publicly? And I have lover's embrace, so she's staying in my bed saying cute French things. Honesty, she is nice to me than my IRL wife. Yeah, IRL wife wants to spend all her time with her boyfriend since you're busy playing Fallout 4. And I don't really understand what you're supposed to... Like, is this a team member? Is it a cat girl team member? I'm not sure. Fallout 4 turned me right off as soon as they dropped you in and they're like, here's some power armor. I'm like, oh, neat. Now the entire game's trivial. Alt F4, back to New Vegas. So just keep trying. It's worth it. Dr. Darrell of Michigan, riding with Biden, vote Democrat every day, every year, every election. Help prepare the USA. I'm more sure than ever that he's a cuck. Oh, man. That is rich. Maybe a couple more posts to cram in here. I felt like that's a good one to end it on, but we'll keep going a little bit. Draven responds to, what is this, that big red panda movie? I forget what it's called. But Draven says, I hated this movie. It felt so uncomfortable watching it. It seems like it's literally just about a horned up kid who now has the risk of getting pregnant. We'll leave the stutters in there too. What kind of name is Draven anyways? I hate this so much. The reason that you see it that way in your little cum-filled mind is because, like, that's your frame of reference. Did the movie make me uncomfortable? Yeah, a little bit, but it wasn't made for people like me. Do I think it's a good movie? Not really, because the best of media should be made for everybody, but this has a very specific message and demographic, and I don't know, I guess it gets the point across well enough. You're the one that's taking it in a weird direction. Next post, last post. Why are you scared? Isn't this what you wanted? It's a room full of women with anime girl heads, masks. Honestly, I don't see any problem with this. I'm not scared. I do, however, want to go home, so if class is over, everybody move so I can get the fuck out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, of course. Sign up on the Patreon or the YouTube memberships if you'd like to support monthly. We've been selling a lot of t-shirts over on the fourth wall, and we got some new designs coming up. I hope you look forward to that. And of course, if you can't afford to do any of those things, no sweat at all. You watched the video this far. I really do appreciate that. Before I'm gone, for real, not from this world, just for today, I'd like to remind you, of course, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.